Hi, I'm Steven Prager. I'm a family law attorney, and today I'm joined with Realtor Thomas Nelson, and these are the 5 deciding factors on whether you should sell or keep your home in a divorce. Thomas, you're an RCS-D and one of the few RCS-Ds in San Diego, and for those that don't know what an RCS-D is, what's an RCS-D?
Sure. Well, it stands for Real Estate Collaboration Specialist in Divorce. It's a designation I earned through extensive training that allows me to bring services to both family law attorneys and their divorcing homeowner clients. And essentially what I'm helping you do is the due diligence that allows you to decide in an informed decision, not an emotional one, whether to sell or keep your property.
The first factor in deciding whether you should sell or keep your home in a divorce is lending. Why is lending important?
Well, because simply put, can you afford to keep the house? I mean, if you're going to go to the trouble to negotiate keeping a house, you need to make sure you can afford it today and in the long term. We don't want to damage your credit. So here's what we're going to ask you to do is get pre-approved. And when you get pre-approved, you want to take into consideration if you have to buy out the out spouse. So the house spouse needs to meet with the lender, and that's what we're going to recommend, getting together with up to 3 lenders to decide whether or not you can afford to keep this house.
The second factor in deciding whether you should sell or keep your property in a divorce is the condition of the property. Why is knowing the condition of the property essential?
Oh, that's a big one, Stephen, because here's the thing. As a homeowner, you need to know that the condition of your property affects the value of your property. Now, the big mistake a lot of homeowners make, or the assumption, is that because you've lived in the home for so many years, you know everything that's going on with it. When in fact, when's the last time you were up on the roof? Or down in the basement or the crawl space? Or did a pest inspection? You know, there's a story I can share with you real quick about the woman who fought hard to keep her home because she didn't want to displace her kids. She got the home, but she didn't pre-inspect, and that means she inherited a home where she discovered $70,000 worth of black mold that had to be remediated. Now she's got 2 problems. She can't live in the home with her kids, which was her whole goal, and she has to spend $70,000 to remediate, whether she keeps the home or sells it, because either way that has to be resolved. So she could have prevented all this had she just simply done a property inspection. So what we're going to recommend is you meet with a property inspector and get a report before you make a decision.
The third factor in deciding whether you should sell or keep your home in a divorce is homeowners insurance. Why is homeowners insurance a significant deciding factor?
I'm glad you brought that up, Stephen, because it's often overlooked. What people don't realize is their divorce affects their insurance policy on their home. So what I recommend is both spouses contact their insurance carrier and find out how the divorce will affect their insurance policy. Another tip is you can ask for your clue report. It's a free report given annually by your insurance provider, and it does a 5-year history of the claims made on your home, claims that you may or may not know about. So my recommendation is get that free clue report and contact your insurance carrier.
The fourth deciding factor to whether you should sell or keep your home in a divorce is the preliminary title report. Why is the preliminary title report a crucial deciding factor?
This is huge, Stephen. It's a good one to bring up because this essentially does a lien search on your property. And what a lot of homeowners assume is the only lien on their property is the bank loan. But this is where we discover shenanigans. Somebody putting a lien on the property, whether it be your ex-spouse or somebody else that you're just not aware of. A mechanic's lien, which is an unpaid contractor. IRS lien, tax lien, gambling lien, seen all of those. So this is a great way to find out who we owe money to because it of course affects the value of the property. The equity that you're going to earn gets chipped away by any lien on your property. So I highly recommend getting a preliminary title report from a reputable title company.
The fifth factor in deciding whether to sell or keep your home in a divorce is the comparative market analysis, also known as a CMA. Why is it advisable to obtain a comparative market analysis and maybe an appraisal?
Good question. So let me first explain the difference between the two. A CMA is something a realtor produces for you by simply going onto the multiple listing service and running comparisons of like properties to the one you're considering keeping or selling. Now, once they've done that, they're going to give you a report that basically gives you the market value, or what the public's typically willing to pay for your property, versus an appraisal, which is done independently by an appraiser who's licensed, and that appraiser comes in to evaluate the loan performance value of the property, or what a lender's willing to loan on it. And sometimes the difference between the two needs to be considered while you're making a decision to keep or sell the property. The other thing is that if you are going to refi and keep the property, you don't need to do an independent appraisal, because your lender will have you do one anyhow, and they'll take care of that for you. But what my recommendation is on this is definitely meet with a realtor like myself, who can run a market analysis and give you a fair market value. Because here's the big mistake people make. They go onto those popular websites that give you an evaluation of your property. But what people don't realize is those websites are predominantly not run by anyone in the real estate industry. They're designed to capture your personal information and then resell it as a lead to realtors and lenders. They're not valid property evaluations. What you want to work with is a licensed realtor who knows your area and knows the nuances of your neighborhood. So again, I'm recommending you meet with a realtor and potentially an appraiser.
I'm family law attorney Steven Prager.
And I'm San Diego realtor Thomas J. Nelson.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it informative. If you have any more questions, you can contact either one of us at the information provided at the end of this video.